February air, a winter's hush, a different kind of love, a sacred rush. For the roses is all the fleeting glance, before the scales and a fighting chance. We're the phoenix nesters watching from the wire, seeing shadows fall, fueling the fire. Every story buried, every silent tear becomes a promise whispered, conquering the fear. Oh, Lady Justice, can you feel the shift arise? A love for the truth reflected in our eyes. We're turning the pages, breaking all the locks. This is our true crime, resetting all the clocks. They sold you a story, a neatly packaged lie, but the threads are unraveling under a watchful sky. From the cold case files to the digital trace, we're finding a heartbeat in this forgotten space. Oh, Lady Taro space, can you feel the shift arise? A love for the truth reflected in our eyes. We're turning the pages, breaking all the locks. This is our true crime, resetting all the clocks. From the ashes of silence, a new day is born. For every lost soul, a promise is sworn. The blindfold is lifting, steady and slow. A garden of justice is starting to grow. A shift to arise, pure justice. A Lady Justice.
Brian has been essentially convicted in the media. He has a right to have this information withheld, brought out in public, so that people can see it's not this neat little package. So people can start to wonder if Brian's innocent. Your Honor, Brian is innocent. So if I talk about things that are in the affidavit, and if I talk about things that we're seeking that the state wants to hide, I think that's fair game for the public to hear.
All right. Hello, and good morning. Ooh, audio is loud and clear. I love it. I love it when things happen as they should. Now, I'm Phoenix, your host here at Phoenix Talks, and thank you for joining me today. All 36 of you so far, if you've not hit the thumbs up button, please do so. Please leave more DNA than was left on Brian Kohberger's knife sheet, guys. Come on. They tried to say it was his. We know it wasn't. But I want you to hit the thumbs up. Come back in if you need to. Go out, come back. And we are going to do this today. We are going to blow up the internet. Or maybe glow up the internet, especially YouTube today, because here at Phoenix Talks, we challenge the narratives that they've been trying to sell that some of us just don't buy. We demand clarity. That was through FOIAs, through release of documents. I have asked for so much. I have gotten so little. And I'm going to throw this in there. We never stop asking questions, even with the WSU lawsuit. And if you are here, if this sounds like you asking about the narratives, demanding the clarity, asking for FOIAs, and never stop asking questions, welcome home. This is your nest. We are part of this nest. And I appreciate you for being here because you are on that mission. So it's time to stay grounded. It's time to stay logical. And it is time to stay focused. Okay, y'all? We can do this. And if you've never seen my stream, I just have to tell you right now, you might be a little triggered with my typing, the noise, the sound. Everything I do is on the fly. You're getting the real raw deal. Nothing is scripted except for a little bit of research or a lot of research that I've done. And some things I'll just pull up on the fly. So you have to bear with me. And if you enjoy this stream, I want everyone to pop a 1 in the chat. And I'm going to ask you a question. Pop a 1 in the chat if you are excited to learn new things today in this stream. Welcome every single one of you. Hello, Rebecca. Good to see you. Good to see you, Brenda. Making Chevy Square again. I love your name. I think they should. And good afternoon, Caleb. I love my mods. I have had my talkie and I have had my coffee. Dina, welcome in. Patty, good to see you again. We are going to do it. Lay, good to see you. Legal Swag. I love that name. Hi, everyone. It's always great hanging with Phoenix and the Nesters. Thank you so much. And if you're on replay, I love our replay crew. If you have tagged somebody in a video, sent them to watch a video, I appreciate every single one of you, in addition to those who are hyping my videos. Wow. I asked one ask last week, and you guys have blown it up. Thank you so much. Caleb, my trusty mod, welcome in. I've got 3 of them in here. Hopefully everyone is available. Hello, hello, hello. Amanda B, good to see you, honey. I hope you are doing amazing. And by the way, if you are not following Amanda B on the TikTok streets or on the YT streets, go and seek her out. She is our repository genius. She is absolutely amazing to put the videos out there that we could reference. And I'm going to start referencing some of her videos. So go and like her channel, find her, seek her out, and show her some love. Peony, what a beautiful surprise to see you here today. Patty, making Chevy Square again. I mentioned you. Angelique, hello. Watching from Bakersfield, California. Hello. I am so excited to see you. You're perfect, Phoenix. Good. I think that's the audio. I see a lot of 1s, so you guys are here and ready to go. Welcome. I'm driving and listening. Please be careful. Always. Safety first. Old man suds. I love it. All right, let's do this today. Let me ask you a question. Cold case or heated debate? Is this case getting colder with time or hotter as new details come out? Drop a C for colder or drop a fireball or an H in the chat. And, you know, we're getting rid of the winter vibes. People are starting to chill out and thaw out, hopefully. And I really want to hear what you all have to say in regards to the Idaho 4. Colder with time or hotter as new details come out? Because I'm about to tell you something that a lot of people are thinking, but nobody's talking about. Are you ready for it? Yeah, hotter, colder. I see some H's. I see some fireballs in there. I see, thank you for yeah, absolutely. I see a lot of fireballs here. Look at that. Yep, some people are saying colder. And this is why I think both is going to happen. It's going to get hotter as these entities release official documents. But I guarantee you, Judge Hippler and the state will not release any new documents. I guarantee you, if they are challenged with FOIAs, they may. But because this case has gone a civil route in federal court, I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of loose ends tightened up, not new things coming out, things swept under the rug. And I really firmly believe WSU will win this lawsuit. More discovery will come out, more depositions will come out, because here's what happens in a civil lawsuit. You get to ask people more questions than in the criminal lawsuit. The criminal process, it's still a lawsuit. They're filing against an individual and they're going to put them in jail or some outcome criminally. That is led by the district attorney and other people involved. In a civil case, you're just trying to fight an entity to give you more truth to what happened. And yeah, WSU will eat Hitler's lunch. I agree. Please be careful while driving. Now, with that being said, they're going to tighten everything up. Some things may leak out, but I think we're not going to hear much anymore. And yes, I did see the document late last night about what Hitler said in regards to they messed up. It was all over my news feed. I think it was all over my home screen to what Judge Hitler said. And if you didn't see that, James Fry, Chief Fry, basically says there were mistakes made. And there were mistakes made in the Savannah Guthrie case. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. My mods are going to remind me. We are going to keep our chat safe. If you are trolling, keep on scrolling. The best spy is a silent spy. And so James Fry basically said there's been errors in the Idaho 4 case. There's been some errors that he's seen in the Kohberger case. Now, remember, this is the chief, and I'll share this with you. This is the chief that basically did not go to the crime scene because he was quoted as he did not want to contaminate the crime scene. And this came right from people. Police chief who caught Brian Kohberger, he caught him? Again, admits to mistake, compares investigation to the Nancy Guthrie's case. Now, he admits he was feeling anxiety for the first time as his team tried to identify the person who killed the Idaho 4 in 2022. Okay, this is the same guy that says, I'm not going there to contaminate a crime scene. And then he leaves after, all this time, and he's been a semi-face of the investigation. Because if you notice, Payne was the main face of the investigation, and Gilbertson from the ISP. Now, we do understand that, please share the U-Haul clip. This guy moved the Idaho 4's belongings out of the house and the other two witnesses/victims. Now, I made a comparison the other day on my YouTube, and I basically said, this was weeks ago, I believe, at this moment. All these similarities in the Nancy Guthrie case. I've been keeping you abreast of that in regards to what I think. Things were looking wild as it was. And if you go back and read my post, I did a comparison. So now we have the pizza guy at the front door, the Amazon delivery in the middle of a crime scene. They let the guy up to the crime scene. They've let the mask guy, black glove, rookie mistakes, possibly two masked people on the porch cam. I thought I saw somebody else standing all the way to the left of the porch if you face the door. 2 a.m.-ish crime, already detains someone but not the perp. Crypto involved. What else? Is this really a crime? I started looking at these similarities and everything going on, and it's just wild that they've come to this point publicly. And as the time goes on, I mentioned genealogy, and then all of a sudden Othram was mentioned, and all these other things that start adding up. And I just put up there today, free Brian Kohberger. If factually innocent, then free him and clear his name. If not, show the proof that he's guilty. Show the proof. Our justice system needs a deep overhaul. I've talked about so many of these similar situations, DNA untruth, fabricated false evidence. Let's get to the truth. We, the people, have had enough of the lies and half-truths. Okay? That is his picture from the Ada County Sheriff's Office. All these other pictures, I don't know where they're getting them from. And in 51 minutes, there's 51 likes and a couple of talks. Some people are, commenting. And it is time that we, the people, stand up for our rights, because if we don't, no one will. They're not going to stand up for our rights. These lawyers, these attorneys, they're not going to stand up for our rights. They're not. I have been in a courtroom criminally and civilly on both sides. No one is going to stand up for you or any of us regular people unless it's us. And he says he's never had anxiety like this before. Mind you, this is the same chief who was smiling in a news conference. Okay? You can go back and watch my videos. You can go back and search any videos. Yes, he was smiling during the press conferences. Now, I'm going to tell you this from a naturopathic, retired, classically trained naturopathic. I'm going to tell you that red in his cheeks could be stress, heart condition, alleged. And whenever you see someone like this in this state, blood pressure is rising, blood is pumping faster. That is a sign of not just anxiety, in my humble opinion. This is a sign of somebody not being honest. And that's my assessment, my thoughts. I'm not trying to, damage anybody's career. I'm not trying to defame anyone. I am just saying from my own experience. Okay? So, then he starts talking about Sheriff Nanos and all the DNA, and now that they can't find anything in CODIS. Now, if this was somebody who's never been arrested or a non-U.S. citizen, they will never be in CODIS. If they weren't born in this country, they might not be anywhere in any DNA system. Now, they're saying that the DNA testing that came back didn't find anybody's prints. The only time they're going to find something in CODIS is if you've ever had a run-in with the law, if you've ever been arrested or falsely arrested, and if you've ever done a crime and convicted, you will be in CODIS. 100%. But I want to show you a video which not many people understand. There's a certain protocol for you to be able to protect your rights. And some people fight back, even those who are falsely arrested. Let's watch this video.
A Washington woman receives thousands of dollars in a settlement after her August 2021 arrest in the city of Spokane.
Okay, are you getting any fine right now?
Hey, could you just put it in my pocket?
No. Yeah, it'll get it.
Spokane police say Erica Prince Simmons was arrested on August 7th, 2021 on charges of suspicion of trespassing. At the time, officers in the area were responding to reports of an altercation at a nearby bar. Prince Simmons was recording the police activity on her phone.
Okay, you want her to have your phone or you want to keep it?
I would love to keep it.
Okay, she wants to keep it.
Charges against Prince Simmons were later dropped. She filed suit against the city and county for a First Amendment violation. In all, she received a payout of more than $57,000.
It's so unnecessary.
The city of Spokane admitted no fault in the settlement. For the latest developments in this story and all things true crime, stay with Law and Crime Network.
I am a subscriber of Law and Crime because I like to look at these videos. I like to get a just a little stance on what's happening in our country. Now, what I'm about to get into with the Idaho 4, I want you to understand. I have been falsely arrested. My charges were dropped, but I didn't turn around and sue Boise. I didn't turn around and sue Canyon County in Idaho. I was happy that they took the evidence that I had versus what somebody was telling them, and they saw who was in fact being untruthful. Because I had receipts. And it's always important to document everything. Every little thing you do, document. That's my PSA there. Okay, now, I want to get into this because somebody sent me this comment. I basically blacked out as best I could the individual's name, but it is in my comment sections on a video that I shared. And two things I want to do first. I want to talk about this comment. How many times did I mention Bethany went to the WSU med program? I was ignored. No one is ignoring anyone in the comments. I will be happy to go down a rabbit hole if we can find some truth, because there are a lot of rumors that perhaps are true. But there are some rumors that are just downright not true. And sometimes I'll go dig and I'll look and I'll even address them. But if they're even not worth addressing, I won't. But this one seemed a little odd to me. And I know that there is a lot of distraction. I know there are a lot of people that possibly alleged could be paid to send us in different directions because we're reading documents, we're putting things together, we're seeing the truth. And this one sent me down the rabbit hole, and I came up very quickly because I want to show you. I've never heard of this rumor. Oh, this rumor goes way back. Go do a Reddit search. It was said that Bethany was a young woman named Sierra Windsor. And I kept saying, what? How in the world did everyone believe this rumor? Well, it's not true because I'm about to show you the receipts, like I said. Now, one thing for sure is that the first thing I did is I put, obviously, in ChatGPT, can you change this person's hair to brown? And just wanted to take a look and see what Bethany would look like with brown hair. And this is, in fact, what she would look like if she had brown hair. That's the first thing I looked at. Okay? I hope everyone else is having a great day. We're going to put this one to rest. I'm going to debunk this rumor very easy, very quick, and then I'm going to get into something that I was talking about yesterday and have some closure in that. So, the comment, Sierra Windsor. Well, obviously, I had to go and research who in the heck is Sierra Windsor. And when you start looking at the repository and you start looking at the cases in her name, you can kind of see a pattern here. She definitely, I mean, does this look like Bethany? 1 yes, 2 no. 1 yes, 2 no. Does this look like Bethany? Very similar. Very similar in my humble opinion. Totally 100% similar. Okay? And when you look at her, I see very right off the bat, the eyes are different. And the smile is similar. The nose features are similar. Even the chin is similar. But that doesn't make this into Bethany Funk. It doesn't. When you see those slight things that look the same, doesn't mean it's the same. Not one bit. And we're not going to get into any, deep speculation here. We're not going to call people out. This is not a stream where we are going to basically harp on other creators or do any of that, because this is key when you look at evidence. Okay? I want everyone to take a deep breath. There's no doxing, no harassment. We stick to the facts. Claims require proof. We're going to examine this rumor. Not attacking people, not speculating wildly, like I said. We're just going to ask, what evidence actually exists that this could be Bethany? What evidence have you seen? Is it documentation or just screenshots and vibes? Would you accept this level of proof in court? If somebody just told you, yeah, they look alike and that's her, would you just accept that? Or would you say, wait a minute, where did this rumor come from? Well, let me show you. This rumor came from, in fact, a woman in Oregon that does look like perhaps our friend Bethany. But in fact, this person was arrested for selling in a sorority drugs, specifically cocaine from a sorority. And she sold it to undercover police. Yes, folks, she did. And this woman in 2016 pled guilty and did her time, did her service. She was an ex-WSU student, and she had fines, went to jail, did everything. And I can go right into Odyssey, Port Court, and I can show you Sierra Windsor. Let me just grab her file and I'll show it to you. It's all public information. Everything we share here is public. Okay. And let me just grab this real quick. She was with Sigma Kappa sorority. That's factual. Shoot. Hold on a minute. It didn't like I had a blocker. Let me see if this one will do it. And let's see if I can share this one. So she was a former Washington Honor student. And she was arrested for dealing cocaine behind her sorority house. She was sentenced to 3 months in jail Friday morning. She pleaded guilty, paid her fines, did her time, and that was the end of the story. But is this Bethany Funk? Let me see why this won't add this up here. All right, there it is. I spelled her name wrong. Hold on. And this is her court record. All public information. She did her time. And I found it last night. Why is it not pulling it up? Hold on. I'm not a robot. I hate when it does that. Smart Search is having a problem. Try it again later. Okay, you can go to the Odyssey and you can look her up. It was pretty clear from the facts I had that she really wasn't a for-profit dealer. She wasn't really someone in the business, if that makes sense. We also had evidence that she had a drug problem herself. And this is what the attorney, the prosecutor said, left a message for her attorney, but nothing was ever returned. Okay, so does that mean that this is Bethany? No, it doesn't mean this is Bethany. Okay? They could possibly look alike, true, but let me show you proof that this is not Bethany. So a little search, and I found out that she is in LinkedIn, of course. She was the president over at Bastyr, which is a naturopathic school to become a doctor, naturopathic doctor. And at Bastyr, this is one of the only two schools where you can actually be board certified to write prescriptions. And also there's only one other one in Arizona. And if you're a traditionally trained naturopathic doctor, you don't write prescription medications. Those are the only two differences that a lot of people don't understand. But let me tell you, even though she pled guilty, they gave her a deal, she was able to get her her history wiped and scrubbed, and this was back in 2016. Now, how do I know this is not Bethany? Well, just a little bit of research is all it took to prove this rumor debunked. As of today, get the word out that this rumor has been debunked, and hopefully we will never see this crazy ass rumor again. I'm about to get really, really pissed. Okay? This is a person who made some mistakes, and people make mistakes. People make mistakes, but they grow from those mistakes and they choose different. She became a doctor.
Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Windsor, and I'm so excited to be joining the team at ARIA Integrative Medicine. I really specialize in gastrointestinal conditions, mast cell activation syndrome, also called MCAS, chronic infections, and hormones, women's health. I'm also an acupuncturist, and I love being able to offer that perspective and that medicine to my patients as well. I really look forward to meeting you all. Hi.
Okay, and you can go and you can see the clinic that she works in Seattle. I'm sorry, is it Spokane? I think it's Spokane. And
let's talk about MCAS versus mastocytosis versus histamine intolerance. And
she's got some great information. I mean, this is like spot on. She'll go talk about hormones, really antihistamines, DAO. She'll talk about genetic markers. I mean, remember, I am a classically trained naturopathic doctor. I never wrote script medicines, but I did have
Let's talk
several
about the
clients.
difference between antihistamines and mast cell stabilizers.
Well, how did she get the charges dropped? She didn't get the charges dropped. She got them expunged basically from her record. And you do exactly what the courts say, and then you ask for leniency. Most courts will do that. You go before them and you tell them, look, I am a doctor. I have done X, Y, and Z. I had a personal problem, and that has been resolved, and I've received therapy or X, Y, and Z. And the courts can do that. So the rumor is Bethany is Sierra is not true. We've debunked that. Okay? That was the rumor that Bethany Funk was a drug dealer or Sierra was a drug dealer, and that is not the case. Everyone trying to bring drugs into this is crazy, other than a possible overdose. Possible. Remember, I told you yesterday I was not married or sold out to the idea that somebody, overdosed accidentally. Is it possible? Yes. Okay. So this is the key here that I want everyone to think about logically. We don't want to defame or slander everyone. Have you ever looked different in two photos taken the same day? Have you? I'm asking the chat. Because obviously lighting distortion, smile compression changes, the phone lens distortion, filters, resolution, those are all different in these two pictures. They do look identical in some ways. And would you want a stranger deciding your identity from two low-res screenshots? Honestly, do you want somebody to say, oh yeah, that's definitely Bethany, with doing no homework, no research, no background? And then I wonder why Bethany is getting the horrible end of the deal if she actually has any information that could exonerate Brian Kohberger. I often ask myself, is that the case? And this is where I just calmly dismantle the logic with the individual who leaves a message. This is Sierra Windsor. If someone claims two people are secretly the same person, shouldn't they have to prove that themselves? I mean, you'd have to see birth records, official documents, timeline contradictions, government ID, court acknowledgement. I've never seen anything in the court repository saying that this person is named another name, ever. Has anyone produced that? Nope. We're just relying on they look similar. Two people that look similar are not the same person. They do look different on the same day. Absolutely. But this is what she would look like if she had dark hair. And that is definitely not Bethany Funk. And you have to ask yourself, logic. Do both individuals have documented histories? No. One is in Seattle, the other one's in Nevada. Do they have independent lives? Absolutely. We've seen Bethany in sorority pictures. We've seen pictures of her at the lake. Were they ever recorded in 2 places at once? Not that I found. Have official agencies treated them as separate individuals? Never seen Sierra mentioned in any of the documents. Why did these rumors even start? I mean, this is a common trigger in people's brains, folks. It's pattern-seeking brain. In a high-profile case, there's a lot of emotional investment. Type A if you agree with me that there is a lot of emotional investment in this case. I'm just trying to get a feel for this chat today. Drop an A if you agree. I'm probably going to see a lot of A's popping up. Dina, I see you. I see you. Absolutely. I see a lot of, age differences. Amanda, absolutely. And I would probably say because the case has not been solved correctly. I agree, Nora. That's what Nora just said. Shoddy investigation work alleged. Absolutely. And this brings a lot of distrust to police departments, not only in Idaho, not only in Little Down, university community of Moscow where nothing ever happens. But this brings distrust into your local community, your police department, your officials. It brings distrust to the general we the people. Is that what the intentions are to bring about these rumors? I mean, I see a lot of A's in here. A lot of A's. And I'm not saying that this person is going around with these rumors. I'm just saying we have to have this stop. We have to have some truth in true crime. Okay? Google the name. She went by Sierra Windsor. Okay, I Googled the name. This is definitely not Bethany. Put this one to rest. Hopefully after today, I'll never see another mention of Sierra Windsor. Let her move on and have her life. Who benefits from pushing all this crap, folks? Who? Who benefits? This rumor had no evidence. And this person just put this in my chat, maybe to try to get me to go down a rabbit hole or something. But there, we've debunked it. And that's it. And it's also about being ethical as a creator. If somebody, I'm going to ask you, chat, if somebody and I had this written down, if somebody falsely claimed you were secretly another person, how would that make you feel? Now, I'm not saying that Bethany is innocent in all this. I'm not saying she's guilty in all this. I'm just saying that what we've been told in court records is that somebody may have witnessed what's going on. And of course, I can understand being threatened not to tell the truth, to, do things that were probably not going to pinpoint the real killers. I get it. We know that Brian Kohberger is innocent, so let's take that off the table. Let's take it off the table and look at the next person. If somebody stole your identity, depends on if they're least attractive than I. Oh, old man says, you're funny. I would be angry, worried, and scared. Yeah, if someone falsely claimed that I was secretly another person, I would be pissed off. I would try to prove my innocence. And that's just me. Misinformation. Yeah, I wish more creators were like you, Phoenix. Way too many acting like what they say are facts when they're just guessing. It's okay to theorize. It's okay to speculate. But there's a difference. These wild rumors, and no one ever tries to put them to rest. They just let them stay out there. My life is pretty boring, so a new ID may sound exciting. I believe Bethany wasn't there. That is a possibility. It is a serious possibility. Absolutely. See, here we don't build conclusions on vibes. If I get a bad vibe about somebody, I'm not going to build a conclusion. I'm going to speculate. I'm going to go look into facts. We build on facts. And that's everything that I've said from day one. We're looking at the evidence. We're looking to see what we can find, digitally digging publicly. Because after reviewing everything that I just presented to you, now that there's 138 you that can debunk this rumor, point somebody to this audio video, point somebody to the facts, screenshot all these facts. I'll even just give you the facts. Let me turn everything off. You can screenshot this. Put this to rest. Put this to rest. You can go find her real TikTok right there at Area Integrative. Yes, they do look alike. You can share that in a video. I don't care if you take my content and go share the truth. I'll give you that one last picture real quick where she is a naturopathic doctor. You've got her TikTok. Go clear her name. If not for Bethany, go clear it for Sierra Windsor. And I don't know if it's going to get back to her. I hope it does, that she's doing good in the world and helping other people. Okay? So go screenshot that. And now that we all have 143 people learning the truth, can you imagine what 143 people would do? What an impact this would make in our truth community to share the truth. That 145 will turn around and one person will get it. Then what do they say? It's addition. And then that 150 becomes 300. And then that 300 becomes 900 because you multiply. Truth would get out quicker, faster. If TikTok and YouTube, we can put a video out looking for someone and someone can find him in 10 minutes. Someone, like in the Guthrie case, noticed the ring and be beneath the glove. Then yes, we can spread truth and awareness just as fast. Are there new documents to read? No. I highly doubt there will ever be. Mark my word. I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I will tell you I'm wrong. But with the other case that's been filed, I believe they're going to hold everything back so we don't learn any more truth. And it will be pushed under the federal umbrella. Thank you, Les, for that donation. She's our mod here, one of our mods. And I just want you to please acknowledge the mods. They do this, and they love what they do. They love supporting me. Hit the thumbs up. We just want the truth to be shared and spread. I hope that you will go do your own due diligence and not just believe what I've said. I hope that you will go and research the leads that I've given you and be able to put this to rest, that Bethany is not Sierra Windsor. All right. So I appreciate you. Don't go out and mock the believers to this rumor. Don't call them crazy like they call us. And don't over defend when they put something like this or tries to tell you something. Or they say, no, Bethany's real name is Sierra Windsor. This is an old rumor put to bed, finally. Finally. All right. So speaking of Bethany, hey, Phoenix, you have your own mod squad. I'm going to start calling them the mod squad, Lulu Bell. We love our mods. We really do. Oh, wow. That is the real point of the lawsuit. So I've said this before, folks. We're never going to see the deposition, in my humble opinion. We're never going to see any proof. We're not going to see any facts. It's under the federal umbrella and it's going to get washed away. And Brian Kohberger may or may not file some appeal or some PCR, post-conviction relief. Who knows? It's going to be federal. And if they ever release him, we're probably never going to even know that they released him. Mark my words. This is how they make cases disappear and go away. Just like my false arrest. I gave them the proof. They were like, oh, we made a mistake. They were never going to cop to a mistake. The special prosecutor in my case said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to dismiss these charges quietly, and we're going to remove it all from the repository. So if anyone ever searches your name, they will never see it. We apologize. Please don't sue us. Okay? And this is my question. Is he even in jail? I don't know, but looking at his picture at the Ada County Sheriff's Office, what he looked like then versus what he looked like in court on sentencing day for Kohberger, I kind of beg to differ, and I've said this before. Look at his tan. Holy freaking moly. When he took the plea deal day, do you guys remember that? I said, damn, he's got a tan and a heightened tight fade. Do you guys remember that day? The plea deal day? He showed up in court all nice and tanned and looked like he was on vacation. I remember, and that's when I questioned, did this dude even go to prison? How could he get such a tan being out 1 hour at a time? How? All right. Now, this is the odd thing. This is a play on words. Now, I watched somebody do a type of, I'm not really into this. I did it because I wanted to see and understand what people see. This person predicted a play on words for Kohberger. And when I hear Kohberger, I think it's a play on words. Now, I've talked to this yesterday in ad nauseum. MPD 16 gave us a little insight. Kohberger was wearing a plaid black and white shirt by a witness. We see him at the corner club, allegedly. And I kind of question that whole narrative. Okay. What ring? Michelle Davis. Okay, I'll get into the ring in a minute. So I question the narrative Kohberger, Kohberger. Kind of similar. Now, Bethany. Let's get into this little tidbit about Bethany, because I want to finish this stream, Bethany, and then I'll give you all the highlights of the questions that you're asking, if I know the answers to, or if I've done any research. If I've not, I can't speak on it because I don't know. Now, this is clearly an article that was written by the Mirror, and I'm not saying that they are end all be all. All I'm saying is they may or may not got information from other sources, and a senior news reporter, Liam Buckler, who wrote this article. I always like to look at what other articles they write. I like to see what they do. This person is a senior news reporter. They cover the biggest stories of the day. He's covered U.S. news and particular interest in social affairs and health issues. So I kind of like to go back and look at the actual person who wrote this. So I go to the article and I'm reading the article, and it says, surviving roommate in the University of Idaho stabbings begs to not face killers in court. Now, I don't know how accurate this article is, but I found it very interesting what I'm about to share in this article. Suspect Brian Kohberger, 28, has been charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and burglary after 4 university students were stabbed to death on November 13, 2022. This was updated April 23rd, just months after Kohberger was arrested. The 2 surviving roommates of the University of Idaho stabbings has begged not to appear at the suspect's hearing. Bethany Funk, 21, was at her rental home in Moscow, Idaho, when Kaylee, Xana, Ethan, and Maddie were stabbed to death on November 13, 2022. Suspect 28-year-old Brian Kohberger, a former criminology student, has been charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder. Now, I want to throw in there that he was found no wrongdoing in the investigation by WSU, which has to play a big part in the lawsuit coming up. They found him no wrongdoing. They gave him reprimands. It's not a babysitting job. They had no way to predict that he could have ever been accused of this, but he was. He faces a preliminary hearing next week, June, where prosecutors will begin presenting evidence, with the accused yet to enter a plea according to authorities. However, one of the two survivors, Ms. Funk, allegedly heard or witnessed things which could potentially exonerate the suspect. Now, investigator Richard Bethany is working for Ann Taylor. We've read his statement before. And they subpoenaed Mrs. Funk to appear at the accuser's hearing on June 28th. Now, we know that she never had to go because they went and interviewed her. We know this for a fact. It's all in the court repository. Now, listen to this. According to the affidavit, she allegedly witnessed a naked man run through a rear sliding door. She lived on the first floor of the home and came face to face with the alleged killer. What? I've never seen that in the affidavit. Has anybody seen proof in the affidavit that she may have witnessed a naked man? Because they say alleged. That doesn't mean it's true. I know there was a video going around that some naked man was running around the area. Never seen that. And she lived on the first floor. Yes, we know. But how did she come in face to face with the alleged killer? Now, this doesn't say alleged. It just says right here, she lived on the first floor of the home and came face to face with the killer. Alleged killer, but they're saying she came face to face with the killer. How is that? How is that? She is alleged to have heard or saw things which would clear the suspect, as Mr. Bethany argued will be a crucial witness. Mr. Kohberger's lawyers claim Miss Funk has exculpatory information that is maternally necessary to the alleged killer's defense. If she refuses to appear in court, the potential fine of $500 or a 25-day in jail. Then he writes that she has material information. And listen to this. According to police, I've never seen this, but it says, according to police, it was Mrs. Funk who found the bodies of her housemates. But now she is disputing the request to appear, as she now lives in Nevada, not in Idaho. What the heck? I've never seen anything in any police documents that they have released to the public, we the people, that it was Bethany that found the bodies. And we may never know who found the bodies because it's a cluster. We do know that she called 911. It was her reporting the bodies. So did she see them? Did she see Xana? Is she the witness that's being protected in a former roommate? I would probably have to say, best guess, this is a guesstimate, yes. Because she has never been required to come back to Idaho. Now, I looked everywhere in the repository until I found this article. Everywhere. And I was baffled. So that's probably where some of the rumors came from. And sometimes things can get skewed if they don't read for themselves. And this is what I'm teaching you. Look for evidence. I went through the repository all night last night. Unless something is sealed, we have never factually seen it. And anyone can go right to the repository and look for any of the documents they wish. There is a lot of redacting in these documents. A lot. So when you question the narrative and you look at the documents, you have to ask yourself, logically, sort through the bullshit. Look at the facts. Here is the repository. I'm going to drop the repository in the comments. You can go see for yourself. For some reason, it doesn't want to pull up. But you can go and ask yourself the questions that we're asking, that we want to know. Because in here, I will share what Judge Hippler did factually say. In the court documents, Judge Hippler basically told in a sealed hearing, let me grab it. Where is it? Where did I put it? Hold on. In a sealed hearing, he basically said, if all these people are scheduled to be here and be witnesses, maybe they'll break down and you'll get your killer. I'm paraphrasing, but it is in the court documents. It's in an unsealed hearing that they finally unsealed a portion of it, which led me to believe they have an idea who did it, who they're protecting, and why. Has anyone seen that unredacted statement from Judge Hippler? I've shared it before. There's a video I made. I was like in disbelief when I read that. Phoenix, I sent you an email about Sierra with receipts. Okay, what was it? I sent you some receipts. Okay, I'm reading this. Okay. That would make Bethany Funk 31-year-old. 31. Do you think that, okay, let me ask the chat here. I'm going to rely on you guys, chat. Do you think that Bethany Funk is now 35 years old? Do you believe that? Drop it in the chat. I'll wait to hear back. After everything I just showed you, all right, I got a lot of no's. Somebody sent me an email just right now and says, I made this information public over a year ago. I was ignored. I was called crazy. Her real name is Sierra Windsor. She took a deal to snitch in 2016. And this is the proof that they sent me. You may want to look into the fact that Bethany's Funk true name and identity may be Sierra Windsor from WSU. Keep up the good work. Facebook. From Messenger. And this was probably a while ago. They just sent it to me at 12:55. They screenshotted it. Patch R.J. Adams. Who is that? And that's all the proof that they sent me. After everything I showed you, Sierra Windsor is on TikTok under her name.
Let's talk about MCAS versus mastocytosis versus histamine intolerance.
Eyes are different. We can compare the pictures one more time. And then we all have free will. You guys can believe what you want. I say they're two different people. And the only reason I'll say this is because I do have private information that I cannot share publicly that leads me to believe they are two different people. Okay, they look alike. Eyes are a little different. Teeth may be a little different. Definitely hairline a little different. And I know that we can all believe what we want at the end of the day. It's very difficult to determine what you're seeing and the confusion people like to make. But let me look at one more thing. Let me see how long she's been with this clinic making videos. Because it does show that she went from WSU to Bastyr. So they have a record of her attending college there. And you can go back and look. When, in fact, she joined the clinic. I mean, we can go right to their website. Let's go to their website. Integrative. Let me just take a look at this website. Let me just take a peek at this. It's loading. Confidential. I don't know. I don't think it would be Bethany. I don't know, guys. All right, let's see if I can get this up here. Let me go to their website. So if that was 2016 and she transferred to Bastyr, that would be 2022. Sierra would be 2530. Okay, that's what wigs are for. Yeah, okay. Let's see our clinic, about our team. Let's see what we get. It was founded in 2013, so in 2016 she was at WSU. She went to Bastyr. She was an honor student. Wow, meet our team. Okay. Let's see what we find. All right. She went to Bastyr at the University of Seattle, Washington. She completed 2 years of residency in gastro and MCAS. Doesn't say much about how could she be at two places at one time with seeing patients. It doesn't say when she joined the team. It just says, yeah, it doesn't say when she joined the team. I mean, I can find out. It's really simple. This one is introducing.
Integrative medicine.
This was posted January 12th of this year.
Hi,
She
everyone.
just joined the team. So there it is. She joined the team on 1/2/2026. Where was she before that? Don't know. I can do some digging and research. But does Bethany have an older sister? I don't know. Don't ask me to do the math. I'm horrible at it too. Yeah, math is not my forte, guys. I wouldn't say it was her, but I always wondered if Bethany was older and she was the CI. I don't know. Her parents did have something in federal court. Yeah, they're so different. Absolutely different. And how can they be at two places at once when, in fact, Bethany is in Reno and she was just featured in 2024 as nominated as the sweetheart, right, over at the sorority. So no, I don't think these are the same people. I think we can put this rumor to rest. I think people still want us to be confused and fight and try to make people look uncredible, and it's unethical in my opinion. So do me a favor, everyone who enjoyed this stream, share this with at least one person. Get the word out. Let's just start looking at the truth. We're truthers. I'm so tired of the drama. I've got more for you later on. I'm going to give you a teaser real quick. Hold on 1 second. I showed you this video yesterday. This is the actual complete rest of the video. Let's enjoy this. This was on the Frats. This is wild. I want to show you the rest of it today.
Basement. It's not that dumb.
I'm getting a little frustrated that no one's telling me who's in charge of what's going on right here.
I can help you out, but I'm not in charge.
Literally,
I'd like to help you, but I'm not in charge.
yeah. I mean, we asked you to call your house dad. And you said,
I don't have his order.
How do you not? He's your house dad. How do you not have his
I
number?
don't see issue.
Okay, and what are you doing here?
He's a live-in. He lives upstairs.
Oh, so you do live here.
No, I don't
Yeah.
live here.
Well, he's your buddy here saying different.
So my name's Lieutenant Carlson, University of Police Department. Who's in charge of the house?
Our house dad's at Summit.
Okay, we need him now.
He's at Summit.
Okay, can we get in contact with him?
Call
So here's the
Summit.
deal. From what I'm being told, this is like shutting down chapter type stuff.
That's
I
fine.
need to start talking now.
It's 1 o'clock.
Yeah, that's fine. I need to talk to people.
You call Summit.
Can I call Summit?
Yep.
I'm not calling Summit.
I have no contact with Summit. You hear
You're
my
not being
voice.
very helpful.
No, they're
Nobody
not.
in here has any way to contact the guy that's in charge of this house. This is all going in the department, so we're only making the situation that much worse.
I have no contact.
Okay, we need to find somebody that does.
No one does. He's a house dad.
Aren't you all supposed to have contact with him?
I never see him. What's his name? Eric. Eric, you don't know his last name?
A couple different code violations.
So what's going on in here? You don't know? You're just blocking the door so we can't see you live here. How does nobody live here then? Just hanging out?
You tell me.
No, you tell me.
I don't know.
You go to University of Iowa?
Yeah.
You do? What's your major?
Business.
Business? What's your name?
Why?
So what's your name is?
Jose.
Jose? Jose, what's your last name?
Why?
Phone who I'm talking to.
I want to tell you that.
Hmm?
I don't want to tell you that.
Okay. How old are you?
21.
All right.
Want to
Yeah,
see my ID?
yeah, you got an ID or anything to prove?
I think it's fake.
Hmm?
I think it's fake.
You think it's fake? You think it's fake or you know it's fake? There's two different things there. Campus 142, one by DL number at Iowa when you're ready.
It's different, not Jose.
I go by Jose.
I need to talk to these people here. I need to step over here.
I'll step inside.
Okay.
Is anyone in here that needs medical attention? Is anyone here that is against their will? Is there anyone here who is not participating in this? I.e. a leader?
Is there anyone with any sort of physical injury? I'm almost.
Huh?
It's almost like this. I'm about
yeah,
what the
yeah,
guy's
yeah.
saying here. What's all over you guys?
It's just water.
Just water? What's on that dude's tie?
I'm not sure. It's on my.
You? Come here.
It's raining. Does it look like it's.
Nope. You're going to stand right over there
Why?
because I'm telling you to.
It's my house.
It's your house. You're responsible for everything that
I'm
happened
in this
today.
fraternity, so.
So, okay. Check in right there. Get up against the wall. Come over here. You're gonna stand with your buddy over here. Milliken, take these two, ask them questions about what's going on in their arms. So, are you responsible for the house? No. Okay, who's the house dad?
I just told you he works at f***ing Summit. Go call him. Go there.
What's his name?
Eric, I told you.
Okay.
Why are you asking me?
Because it sounds like you're responsible for the house.
No.
Sounds like you have some idea of what's going on.
No.
You're not very forthcoming with everything.
How about you ask the f***ing house dad? Who are you 30 years
That's who we're trying to get a hold of.
Okay, go call him.
You're
Please.
Stay right there.
Stay here. I'll let you.
You guys got IDs on you?
Yes, sir.
Let's take a look at them. Step back. I don't know what you do. Right now we're investigating something that's going on.
Investigating what? There's nothing going on.
Does anyone want to be forthcoming on what's going on? Anyone? Because you got to see it from my perspective. What the did I just walk into?
Celebration
Nobody? Celebration or what?
of life.
Okay, sweet. Okay, you two. The reason I pulled you guys aside. We're here for public safety at this point. What's on your arms?
Oh.
Where are you guys going now? $127. Can I get you back down here? What's on your neck?
I don't know. I can't see.
What is on his arm? I'm going to go back just a minute. Hold on. I want to see what he was referring to. What's on the arm?
127. Can I get you back down here? What's on your neck?
I don't know. I can't see.
What's on his neck? What was on the kid's arm? I'm going to slow this down. Do you guys see anything on his arms?
We're here.
Is that writing on his arm? Holy shit. Are you serious? Oh my God. You have got to be kidding me. No shit. Is that writing? Okay. Who here in the stream used to be a frat or sorority that is no longer affiliated? Is this a common thing they do in rituals? The writing on the arms and legs? If you can answer that question, if you want to answer it privately, send me an email. I won't disclose who you are. I just want to know, is that factual in a ritual, in any frat or sorority, that they write on one another's arms during this initiation process? I have never seen this before until I showed you this picture with the words Gideon was here, or Glenn, or something, whatever that says. Is that a thing? I never realized to slow it down and look at that. Is it a welt on his arm, or is it writing? I saw somebody else with writing.
Okay, you two. The reason I pulled you guys aside. We're here for public safety at this point. What's on your arms?
Welts? Burns? What are those?
Oh.
Shit. Are those cigarette burns? What the hell? Welts?
Where are you guys going now?
Let's see if we can see anything else on these guys. What is all over them?
$127. Can I get you back down here? What's on
This
your
was
neck?
11/15/2024. What's on your neck? Is it cut? What is on his neck? It looks like something. I don't know. Okay, let me take a look at this. I'm going to screenshot this. I'm going to blow it up. I want to see what this is. Was he injured? Here's that guy's face. What is that? Is that shit? Is it food? What the heck? Cigarette. Oh, wow. Shaving cream, whipped cream, a black mark. I don't know what that is. I can take that screenshot and blow it up one more. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it larger. I want to see. What the heck are we looking at? Why? I mean, even in the military, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. It is not that bad in the military. If you do something that someone doesn't agree with, they'll give you a blanket party. A blanket party is where they take a blanket, they wake you up in the middle of your sleep, and they beat the shit out of you because you snitched, you told something. I don't know where it started, but it does happen. Okay? And if they catch you doing something in the military, and I'll give you this example, they beat some guy from 6th Fleet in Blue Ridge, 7th Fleet. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. It wouldn't be surprised me if it was poop. I mean, what the hell? A fluid burn, hickeys, a black mark. Is he wearing makeup? Kind of. It looks like it, huh? Damn, it does. Jeez. This is insane. This is insane. Wow. All right. Let's go back to the video.
That looks like blood. Is it shining your light? Is it blood?
That's what I'm asking.
I'll taste it.
No.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't look like it's still there. Maybe it was poop or something.
See why we're here?
He tells him he wants to taste it. Yeah, you want to lick my finger?
Why we're asking questions?
I would have said, you lick it. You tell us what it is.
I don't know.
Did it come back on his neck? Is it blood?
You're the wrong guy.
That guy's voice is the way it is. It's hoarse from yelling and screaming. Unless he had no part of this and they just sent him in to act stupid. And he's drinking in front of them. All right, parents in Iowa. That's what all your hard-earned money pays for. This guy's got a phone back here.
I was going to ask those guys questions, and then he told them all to start heading out.
What's up?
I was going to ask those two guys questions, but then they all started falling out.
They left.
No, I stopped them, but he was...
Misunderstood. Did you pull these guys out?
No, I went to go talk to those guys, and then they started coming out.
Why do we come out? So I said that. So they should come out. You said it? So you're in charge. I know you said you're not in charge. You're not in charge.
Okay. You president?
Yes.
Step one second.
Now wait till you hear what this guy says.
Officers finally speak to the fraternity president.
I'm going to tell you first and foremost, I'm a little frustrated, but we're going to get through it, okay? What's going on tonight?
It's their lead up to initiation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lead up to?
What's the deal with what are we doing in these men?
It's basically a ritual where they're blindfolded.
Okay.
And get messed with.
Okay.
A ritual where they're blindfolded and they get messed with. A ritual. He said it, not me.
What are we doing in the basement?
It's basically a ritual where they're blindfolded.
Okay.
And get messed with.
Okay. So the entire time that we've been here, which has now been think 15, 20 minutes.
Mm.
We have been demanding to speak to somebody in charge where nobody knows you apparently in the house.
Okay.
Nobody knows who's in charge. Like, here's the deal. We have a hazing event, right? We're going to do a report because we responded to a fire alarm, which we were trying to get people to evacuate because of the fire alarm. But from my understanding, you guys refused to evacuate from a fire alarm after an officer's ordering everybody to vacate the premise. And then on top of that, we find this hazing event. We want to speak to somebody. Nobody knows anything. Nobody knows anyone. Nobody knows what's going on. This is going in a report. The University of Iowa is going to see this.
Okay.
And with the stuff going around across the country, students dying from hazing events, I'm not saying it's to that level. I'm not. He has a very, very strict policy on hazing. If I can't talk to people and if people aren't going to cooperate with me, that's their right. They don't have to speak to me. However, that means only my observations are going to go into this report. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to look worse than if people can kind of explain to us what's going on, right? Because then I can at least put your guys' side of the story in it as well. So I guess I want to know what we got going on. Like, you're saying it's a ritual prior to initiation.
Yes.
Okay. I guess I'm asking for some cooperation and some coordination with your people here to just like tell your people like, hey, if that's what people need to do, just politely tell us that, right?
But that goes against their policies in the fraternities and sororities. They tell them do not cooperate with the cops. If you get charged, we'll deal with it later. We'll get you an attorney or whatever. You can get one of your own. These are not people, they're told not to cooperate.
So I guess I'm looking for you to kind of be a leader here and help us out a little bit and start trying to keep everybody. Okay, let's go back inside.
I just want to, if we can get that guy out of there, I just want to coordinate some way to make sure that there's no injuries, there's nothing.
Where did
They're
which
downstairs.
president?
Yeah.
It's an app.
I just texted him. I said, shit. I told him you gotta leave.
It's your guys' house.
Okay.
However, if the supervisor of the house, president, says he is not welcome here, then I'm going to escort him off property.
I think
If he refuses that, then he's going to be arrested.
Yeah, we'll walk him out. Yep.
Okay,
We'll
I
make
would,
sure of that.
I would take care of that because
I
the
would.
longer he
Chris, you wanna
stays
go?
here,
Yeah.
I mean, he's getting close to being arrested.
Now, who are they telling this guy to? The guy who was being questioned in the beginning? Is that who they're talking about? The guy that says he's not able to be here, he needs to leave? Or is he talking about the one that was injured?
The next day, police pay a visit to Joseph's apartment after he was very uncooperative the day before. After 10 minutes of talking, he again proved to be uncooperative and difficult to deal with.
So you interjecting yourself into that conversation, what good is that?
They don't need to talk to the cops. I don't even.
Why are you deciding who they need to talk to though?
I'm just saying, they're my buddies, they're my friends.
Right. The police are doing an investigation.
About what?
They're trying to figure out what's going on in that
What is?
room.
What was going on in the room? What have you heard?
So they're doing an investigation.
Yep.
You don't dictate the investigation, right?
Yeah,
That's for the
I
police.
don't have
That's
any-
for us to
I had to
investigate,
keep.
right?
Yeah, I get
Right. You understand that.
Yeah.
So why are you dictating who the police can talk to and can't talk to?
I'm just telling my buddies not to talk to them. That's it.
Okay. So you're interfering with the police officers'
Not at all.
job.
Not at all.
Are
He
you?
never said, "Oh, if you don't get away, you're getting arrested." He never said that once.
He did tell you to step away. He
I
told you to
stepped there
walk
for a
away.
second, and then he said it again. I walked away.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
So he asked you
I
to
would
walk
like
away.
to end this conversation right now, please.
Okay.
I would like to have a word here.
Okay.
And if there's anything actually happening, you can call me again. But it's been a pleasure. Thanks, fellas. I didn't catch your name.
So this is new time Travis Tyrell.
Travis.
122,
Pleasure.
we'll take you. What'd you say your name was?
Joseph.
All right, Joseph? All right, so unfortunately for you, at this point, you're being placed under arrest. You can put your hands behind your back.
Joseph was arrested for interference with official acts in connection with the hazing incident. Those charges would be dropped a year later. The Alpha Delta Phi fraternity was suspended through 2029 for hazing.
Wow, 2029, folks. That came from Crime Piece. If you've never heard of them, go like and follow them too. Give credit where credit's due. I'm going to ask you guys a question in this chat that are left. Did you like the stream? Did you hit the thumbs up button? And here's a question. How many individuals do you think were in this basement? Drop a number below. How many individuals do you think that were in this basement? Because you're not going to believe what I'm about to tell you. How many? I think it has more to do how much green is in the pockets. I came at the end of the stream. We'll go back and listen to the replay. You're going to love it. 30 says Inked Mama. Good observation. 21 says Caleb. 30. How many in the basement? 15, 18 to 25, 50-ish. Yes. How many are in this basement? I'll wait for a few more answers. 33. 40. I was going to say at least, 30 maybe. 40, 50. Well, if you guys had your guess and you were close to 56 shirtless fraternity pledges were known to be in this basement right there in black and white. 56. 72, 33 sounds right, Caleb. 56. Oh yeah, this video is now all over the internet, setting off the alarms for hazing and frats and all this stuff. If you haven't done a search, it is freaking wild. 56 shirtless young men revealed that the house dad was in charge, but claimed he was working away and they had no way of reaching him. This guy got charged, arrested, and was later dismissed. He sat there drinking and puffing his vape like he one day was going to be over these police officers. And he might be, whatever job capacity he goes into. It's kind of scary. What if he's the next district attorney, right? What if he's the next lawyer that needs a cop needs a lawyer, and then this guy becomes a lawyer and he's got to go to this cop to defend him or whatever. Who knows? And then you say they're assaulted, but they signed up for this, right? That's like, I was raped. No, you said, you didn't say no. I'm just saying like it is, guys. You know me, I'm raw, I'm real, unscripted. And this blows my mind. I wanted to show you the rest of this footage today because there's two things that stood out very, very relevant in the Idaho 4 case. I'm going to show you my famous markup screen that I always share with you almost every stream. These were the people that were said to be involved in this crime. The police investigated. ISP investigated. Their best investigators of 20 and 30 years. Do you think that they made a mistake on purpose? Do you think that Brian Kohberger was the masked ninja assailant and killed 4 people in less than 6 to 7 minutes? Well, dancing around and cleaning up and doing all these other things and then dispersing this evidence all over with no DNA in his car, no freaking DNA in his office, no DNA in his apartment, no DNA at the crime scene, no blood evidence anywhere. But yet, this might not shock you. Are we hoodwinked? Are we at the point we finally say, what the fuck? Yes, I did say it. Sorry for dropping the F-bomb. I don't normally do it, but I'm feisty over this case. And you know, when Phoenix gets feisty, shit's gonna hit the fan. Yes, I've written senators. Nobody wants to respond, folks. Nobody. But I'm going to show you something that's going to make you so outraged that you're going to say, holy frick, it's time. State's Exhibit. You know, I'm going back to this one. Item 261 and 264 from 500 Queen Road, blood, lab item 39, lab item 40. Taken from 500 Queen Road. Not talking about the evidence of the blood taken from 1127 King Road, where Jack Decor and Adam Lauda and a few others lived. I'm talking about 500 Queen Road apartment, lab item 38 and 39. No, they've only answered one FOIA of mine, and I don't know why. DNA profiles obtained in report number 13 for this case. The DNA profiles obtained from 38 and 39 match previously obtained from the unknown reference sample of blank. This DNA is more likely to be seen if John Showalter is the source than if any unrelated random individual just plucked off the street DNA. That was indeed in his shower curtain and the blood swab west wall entering the living room. And who did they say it was? It was his blood. Okay. His blood. How did John Showalter get injured? Please do tell me. Did he have a bloody nose? Did he nick himself in the shower? I mean, if I nick myself in shaving my legs, I know for a fact that it's not gone all over the place, nor has it gone on a wall in the living room. That's just one little piece of freaking evidence that should throw you for a loop. But I'm going to give you one more. Because you know me, I always like to give you a dramatic ending. If you want entertainment, I'm going to give you some freaking entertainment. I want to see a report. If anybody in authority ever listens to this stream, I would love to see a freaking report that explains this picture and what the evidence was they found that they just kind of hid. Whose DNA was in the bathroom trash in Xana's and Dylan's bathroom? What was the outcome of this glove laying in the bathroom and never being tested? Please do tell. Like and share this stream. Give my mods a lot of love. I put a lot of time and effort into this, guys. I've been into this for almost a year, posting, sharing, but 2 years behind the scenes, watching and lurking and waiting. So if anything, thank you, Les, for that donation. I put a lot of time into this. Show me a lot of love. Give me a lot of hype. That's all I'm asking for. This is insane. Yes, it was said to be a bloody tissue or from a female, personal use. I don't know. But I want to know who felt they needed to discard in the trash a glove that looks like brown stuff on it, like blood, cleaning maybe somebody who forgot to take the trash out, but they left evidence in the bathroom. Please do, because the ISP documents never discussed this item. It was just miraculously hidden from plain sight. And do tell me, because there were other gloves that they said, nah, this has nothing to do with this case outside. Y'all, this glove was inside, marked, never swabbed, that I know of, never put into a report. Never put into a report. ISP, missing still document 42 that I've asked for. There's no rhyme or reason for this other than Brian Kohberger is factually innocent, and this is a cover-up. Pure, plain, and simple. And thank you, every single one of you from the truther community that has come to hear the truth. That is all we want. And because of you, in this short amount of time on YouTube, I even got another email the other day that my views are skyrocketing. Because of you, people want the truth. I appreciate it. And I am going to turn that song that Les asked me to make from country into a rap song. On my next one, No Report Taken, I will give you the rap version. Everyone, be safe and sound. And as always, I'm going to go finish my lemon rolls today. I'm going to make those bad boys rise. I'm going to put them on my sourdough channel. I'm going to make me a lot of good content. And I am going to enjoy myself the rest of the day. And I expect you to do the same. Be well.